until they kick me out the group.
What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to Redemption 46 Studios. I'm Nick.
I'm Young, Lil Unida,
Keith.
And I'm Curtis.
Without context, that's funny if the video starts like that. Kick me out the group.
Like no,
hashtag, don't go cheesy
hashtag don't kick out the nacho.
Save cheesy Keith.
Save cheesy Keith.
Like justice for Keith.
You're not show leaving.
Yeah, throw some VVS's on that shit.
Some mean mozzarellas.
Y'all saw the thumbnail. Y'all seen the picture. Y'all know why y'all here. Looks like Justice gonna have his VVS's on in here. This look like some street shit about to go on.
Oh, it's produced by GroovyRoom. They're another one of my favorite SK producers over there.
Okay, LeBron.
They must be in the streets.
They do a lot of stuff with Moon. You know what I'm saying? That circuit right there. They go hard.
There's like 12 moons. Which one?
The only one that matters to me.
Which one? You an astrology buff? So.
Sujin.
I thought the other moon means more to you.
Not that moon. Moon.
Oh, moon.
Moon.
Not moon.
Yeah.
Bill.
Tomato.
Now, as a special Patreon request from Madison, longtime supporter of the channel. Pretty sure she probably seen we was on some hip hop shit a couple times last month and wanted to throw some more stuff our way. It's been a while since Justice been on the channel. No long talk. Let's jump into this. I feel like
Soul Drift.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Let's jump into Thought I was big.
Sorry, Kim.
Relax, bro. All right.
Hey.
And I mean, haven't we seen this show before? Am I young boy B and I'm on the show? And shit, I think. I'm talking about Madonna.
Shining like a VVS, that's time we did the VVS, run the now on TVS.
I think that's Shorty.
That's time we did the VVS, VVS.
It's the same show. Young boy, video that people.
Oh, Mayo, yeah.
자판기 미먼지 덕지 붙은 동전까지 털털 여기까지 와주어 밤이네 속약이 털어도르지가 프로차린 술상 We know 폰만 바라봤잖아 이제 그 스크린에서 날 바라먹 먹고서 플라노가 나갈 거 빈도지 악플들이 두 밖에 쏟아지니 got a nice ring to it 보면 네 요반지 아저씨지한테 일로 바치고 한판 더 뜨자 bitch 나는 솔로 하니까 뭘 그렇게 재니 가두루 안에 패기 170에 60킬로도 안 되지만 국보이로 MC도 국소리 farm new king the rap 내가 TV에 지금 나왔다고 연예인 된 줄 알았다는 의미 넘대 bigger sex bigger skin
Nah, he black.
Like this team I'm blessed 모든 게 끝나고 홈대로 돌아가도 모든 건 변함없겠지 like this 좋아했어 내가 망할 거랬던 놈들에게도 내가 잘 될 거라 했던 너에게도 다 할게 최소 다 아껴 다 새고 My life is shining like a VVS
I hear vocals too.
먼치맨 복근을 장식된 VVS 내 행동비연에 걸리지 시위에 자체 발권 계속해 실시해 날 보고 배워 요 EVS 흔들려
shit.
들려온 땀이 꼬리를
Chris Green.
Keep my head up, keep your head up Yo, 고성노에서 stay and night 싸워서 만드는 내일의 나 NBA 11명 내일이 party 나 역시나 함께 깨가는 나 I'm a good vibe 제비처럼 춤춰 goodbye 내 사랑은 잘가 웃자 형은
Hey.
이제 난 노래 나 불러
The cadence switch up.
어쩜 너가 원했어 그들이 말대로 모두 특별하니까 하면 특별히 뭔가 특별해도 눈도 파도 바뀌었지만 내 작업실 앞거리 짰더니 사정거리 가사가 다 퍼진 광유 시도개가 부럽다는 following now you see 빛도 번쩍 빛나 벌써 이방처럼 시간 없어 바쁜 삶 일단 먼저
nasty.
던져기면 한순간 잡았다면 밝게 빛나 걷는 래퍼의 목걸이보다 더 그 RPG 시대 파도 너무 못 볼거리 좀 봐도 내 소문은 폈지만
It's that VVS, huh?
소리야 없이 내 머리만 멈추마 지금으로 다시 변하면 춤을 머리야 못 돌아가 시야가를 벗어 날 부족하려면 너 보여봐라 지금 내가 네가 보여주고 줘야겠어 내가 말할 거랬던 놈들에게도 내가 잘 될 거라 했던 너에게도 다 할게 최선 껴다 세고 My life is shining like a VVS VVS That's time when you know VVS VVS 오랜 듯 나온 TV Now feeling days That's time when you know VVS VVS 역시 성공을 보내는 동반 말없이 등산을 등반하는 것처럼 아가는 무하늘에 계신 할매 보고 있습니까 조금 늦었습니다 저 팬들이 물리치느라 이게 내 거라 일이 없는 듯이 아버지 권투 선수 인생 한 방이 니까 필요하다 한 방이
Everybody is running on this track.
나의 영원히 롬달로니 장애물 따윈 없는 듯이 달려라 대면 유가로무 Let's go let's go 멜로디였던 내 인생 아침에 다시 걷기 것을 바라도 바라보았던 너 하루살이의 건너를 우울한 말씀 세가다 여린이 아니고 그런 말씀을 Let's go 요거 좀 봐라 라고 하는 선생 그거 좀 봐라 이것 좀 봐라 야 걱정하지 마 머쉬베놈 워리백에서 이천으로 너 떠나 서울 두 경기 이천으로 넌 찍어라 브이로그 옛날
Start talking that shit. Start talking that shit.
Start going on. I'm like,
Who know the vocals?
왔노라 봤노라 결국 이겨냈노라
that was fucking fire.
That was fire.
Now, that's
I
a
realized how
fire.
long it was. I'm like, yo, this is longer than like some 3 minutes. This is almost 6 minutes. That's crazy.
Yeah, so obviously like me and Lo love Coogie like a lot.
Yeah.
When I was on my Coogie run and local run, I ran into Bio. And Bio, I guess, was a part of this joint, like this game show that they have on right here for, I guess, one of the seasons. I think maybe 7 or something like that.
They said season 9.
Yeah, so I like, you know, I ain't want to draw too much just in case we wound up like getting into the show and stuff like that. But I've like seen a couple of BO performances because he's in there with Coogie, Loco, and a couple other people and stuff. And then I ran into Shorty because at first I thought that was Sense. Is the other Shorty who's fucking like God tier. But I don't think that's her. She looks a little different, and it's a different season. But the show I'm assuming is more of like a street hip hop show. Because they have like a whole bunch of legends on here that people who we found out were legends and shit like that on the show a lot, helping I guess the newer artists and stuff. Like they feature on their tracks, and I guess every week they compete with each other to find out like who has the better tracks.
This one better than one that week.
If something beat this, that shit gotta be a crazy banger. Like I'll definitely want to see it.
Yeah, and like I said, I've only seen a couple like just performances, not even really like head to head. So I don't know how like the format is with it, who votes or what goes on. I would assume in regular, not K-pop fashion, that it'd be old head judges or something, probably either CEOs of a record label or some major dudes, not like your G Dragons or something, like Jay Parks, like the.
Well, you'd be surprised. No, they
Yeah.
appear on these game shows too. Like people at the height of their like peak will be on game shows and everything. So like, and it's been a couple times. GD Taeyang has been on the shows like this, like the Masked Singer and everything over there, all of that stuff. So it definitely happens.
All that to me saying like I don't know who's allowed to do what.
Yeah.
He goated, so I know he's already like what in his third contract with them and shit like that.
You talking about GV? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I'm pretty. His contract probably is I can do whatever the fuck I want.
He's basically Mr. K-pop. Like,
yeah. So like they go to. It's just I guess what shows have enough clout for certain people to be on is where I'm at with it.
Well, now he's 34. Top's 35. Top's contract is only with Big Bang. It's not even he don't got a solo contract with YG no more. So things have changed. People are older now and they want to do different things. That's probably what it'll be like. Taeyang, he has a family now, a wife and a family. So you won't a wife and a kid. So you won't see them do stuff like this more as frequent. But as far as people like this, like the underground, like I said, it's something about when you can see someone now in Korea, and I can tell with it when they're not an idol. And idols just have kind of like they had the Aegyo look. I'll say that as opposed to something else.
It's crazy too, bro.
They don't look like they getting down with none of that Aegyo or anything like that.
It's crazy, Lo, because when we first got like into K-pop, a lot of people had the facade up or made it seem like the rappers were just rappers, though.
Yeah.
And these rappers, I don't want to say they very much idols. They almost do everything too. Their cadences with singing be different. They're melodic. They dance.
I think the difference would be they don't do stuff like Aegyo.
Yeah, they just don't.
The kid games and everything like that. You know, some stuff that you would think certain people like they're like I'm too old to do certain shit like that. That's where I say with like how they carry themselves is a little bit more. It's not a persona. It seems like that's really them. Like yo, no, I'm really be outside. Like the dudes you watch and they video was in the parking lot, the Plaza joint or whatever like that.
Chiang Mai.
Yeah. It's like it feels like no, we really outside. Bro.
You can feel the energy with AMOG, like you can certain people, even with Jay Park, certain videos. It's like they playing up for whatever the MV is, but they all do have a certain aura with them where it's like I'm a rapper still.
Yeah, and like don't say the wrong thing to me too, like that. You know what I'm saying?
You might get punched on it.
Like
I'm a rapper turned slapper.
Yeah, Cookie don't seem like he about games or nothing like that, and he works with idols like ghostwriting for people. So they're actually not ghostwriting because he gets his credit. So
And I was about to say that too. The relationships actually seem a lot better, and I don't want to make it seem like people made it seem like they was gangbanging, especially if our first interaction of it was the whole BTS thing, you know what I mean, and then kind of going from there. But it seems like they work heavily with idols. We seen Simon Dominic in the mix with idols. He's on King Daniel shit. So it's just like I guess what's the line? And maybe that's not fair because he's an older rapper that's already respected and
I'll just say it's the difference being how they carry themselves, the shows they go on to promote themselves and everything like that. Idols who would go on idols wouldn't go on this actually. They would be on some of the other shows and everything like that. The idols who go on the people who go on these type of shows definitely are not looking to go to an agency, or maybe they have and it didn't work out and they said fuck it. Or
if I'm a record label, I'd be picking some talent off here that it wouldn't. Let me find out 2 Bulls lost on here or something, and they already one nigga looks 6'2" and shit with the look already and dancing. I grab him real quick. Want to be the leader of your own group, bro? You're 23.
You want to be a solo artist? Look.
Which I heard, not to turn this into something else, like SM and a couple other labels are about to be on that type time where they're going to be introducing solo people.
Yeah, that's smart.
So yeah,
that's the first thing I heard post Suman. That's smart for them doing, but I'll shut the fuck up on that. What's up, Kurt Shee?
No, I thought this was amazing. Honestly, it was aside from the kind of opening hook that we had heard, seemingly the vocals within that and just how catchy and how much of a vibe that is generally, as far as because there could be a thing whenever you try to portray any bit of deeper lyricism within your music, it kind of strays a little bit. There's like that fork in the road where it's like the catchability or the reachability of your music to how catchy it is versus the depth of the lyricism you're trying to portray. And I just think this really walked that so perfectly, whether it was cypher type energy or whether this was
VVS
like an actual composed track together, anything like that. Because if this is able to be downloaded or anything like that, I really would love to. All that to say, the vocals and the catchiness of it was just something that really stood out as well. And all the different beat breakdowns and the way they would switch their flows and cadences, within those different beat progressions and everything was incredible on it in and of itself. So it's like on the technical side of delivering a track was really great. However, one thing for me was I would have to say that the the young lady performing in particular was probably my favorite.
She definitely kind of.
Her verse was just filled with a lot of pain. Like
poverty shining on my track is really.
Nah, it was like you could see the pain reflected from the bottom of like my mom's liquor bottle and everything like that. Like basically, like I had to kind of grow up with that. You know, so just like bars that just hit like that. It's just that struggle type rap. It just really hits. It makes you invested in the artist as well. I always love when artists are able to kind of almost package their pain and just let it out on a track. Like there's something incredibly therapeutic about that to me. All the cadences within, you know, of course, technically are really amazing as well, but it's just balancing all those different elements was incredible. Like there's, you know, one part where someone basically is saying, you know, basically, you know, I had to struggle and climb to the top of the mountain, and basically he made the reference of, you know, his grandmother being up in the sky and everything, like rising to that peak, like to where we're kind of on a similar plateau now. So I thought that was really deep and poetic as well, kind of akinning like a greatest tragedy to the zenith of the mountain height that you're reaching. So I just thought that was incredibly poetic as well. The moments of basically, I forget exactly who had said it, but it was, I shine brighter than any idol's belt. Basically, like, you know, kind of the glamour of it versus the inner shine. Yeah. And even what is seemingly reflected in the hook, as far as the idea of, like, you know, when no one sort of believed in us, you kind of were the ones that gave us that shine and allowed us to sort of be here. So it feels really not call and response necessarily, but you see how that energy could feed between a crowd and an artist as well. And there's a lot of other great touches of lyricism within here. Because, again, they all got off, like, you know, proper 16s and everything like that. Probably more if you count some of the beat switches and everything like that. But, yeah, this was honestly really incredible. It was full of deep lyricism. It was incredibly catchy. And it's really, truthfully, everything I could want in a song. And the vocals on top of all that that you were hearing sprinkled in were amazing as well.
My life gonna shine like a VVS. Also with B.O. and since when I was listening like today's stuff too, I do like something about struggle rap that kind of brings you back to like the essence of hip hop.
It's my favorite, arguably kind of touches of lyricism, I would say.
I feel like that's kind of when you get the most passion, and when someone's just hungry almost.
When you feel someone's pain manifested into a fuel for their fire, it hits different.
Yeah, but I just love that, and it's just a lot of the energy that, especially with this now, that I'm getting from the show is a lot of upcoming people who are hungry. I even like when idols slightly touch on it, and I kind of want to hear it more because everybody don't come from glamour and glitz, and I think not so much we got away from that. I think people turn struggle rap into depression rap.
Yeah.
But
it don't even hit the same now. It seemed like it's performative, or, you know, they just laying it on thick as opposed to that's really how you living.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I know sometimes it is hard to hit that right path with struggle rap because they said niggas be saying shit and they mom be like, we had food enough.
We didn't live like that at all, baby. Like Biggie.
Yeah, it's like we were cool.
She's like, Christopher, I raised you very well. Like, what are you talking about?
Niggas be lying about shit. We
had a brownstone.
He ain't have to trap.
Yeah.
Rest up.
You went to the hood on purpose.
Tariq.
Yeah. What's up, Keith Young?
No, I thought this joint was crazy. From the beginning, Marani definitely the pace card, this joint. She definitely set it off properly. Couldn't have probably asked for a better lead off. Everybody in this song ran this joint. And it was so crazy because, like, cats would be on here. They wouldn't even necessarily change the cadence, but once that beat kicked up, it almost sounded like another beat. It almost sounded like they did it, and they didn't change the voice inflection or nothing, but the energy just changed for that 30 seconds that the joint. Can you imagine this in, like, a stadium or, like just going off, confetti, lights going everywhere, like, just the vibe and the energy in the show is just so fucking crazy. Everybody in this track came off. Everybody did good. It looked like it was almost like a closed studio, like COVID time or whatever, when this was recorded. I wouldn't doubt it. Nevertheless, this joint is just amazingly done. The production was so clean. Even listening to it, like, even if you took everybody's voice off the track, it's something about the beat that just kind of, after like 30 seconds, you kind of like just into it. It seems like everybody's lyrics are like very, very thoughtful about what and very personal to them about what it took for them to get where they are and how, you know what I mean, or what their situation is. Kind of like what Kurt was saying, like putting your pain on wax. That's always a way to go. You see it in poetry, you see it in rap lyrics, you see it in writing, you see it in when people write movies or skits or whatever that are somewhat quote unquote autobiographical. You know what I mean? Just being able to put a little bit of yourself in whatever you do is always going to make it more real than kind of just fabricating some story or some well-wishing theme or, oh, I had it rough. No, you didn't. Like, you know what I mean? Like you said, bro, like your mom dropped you off in a caddy, bro. What are you talking about? Like, you had to struggle. Like, you didn't have to.
Yeah, but we were riding on donuts.
Nigga, you brought donuts every Tuesday. What are you talking about? Like, federal donut. Like, you know what I mean? So, like, you know, it's just one of them things that you feel the authenticity. And there's my word. Like, it definitely, there's no question. The authenticity of this group, or I don't know. I don't even think this is a group. I just think it's like people put together for the sake of the show.
These probably all the contestants outside of Justice, probably.
And like this joint is just it just hit. It just slapped, man. Not one person came off kind of like, well, damn, his verse wasn't. Everybody's fucking verse came off.
There
Even
wasn't
the dude
a weak link here.
in the back with like the bleach blonde hair, I thought was kind of being goofy in the background. But when it was time to show up and perform, that nigga showed up and performed.
That nigga had to turn around on beat with
like yo, like this. Yeah, this show was crazy. And like I know a majority of the video, like my face is just like I got like the stank face, like because it just kept getting better and better and better and better, and it never had a let up. It never had a slow down. It never had a whack part where you could kind of like breathe and just like reload for the next person. Like everybody just came in and killed the shit. And like you said, this is like almost 6 minutes long. Everybody came in and fucking ate. They came in and did their thing. They left everything on the track. They didn't bullshit. They didn't slow down. There wasn't like any Lil Wayne bars where I'm just saying this to get to the next punchline. It was like everything meant something. Everything had something of substance. Everything was said like with the whole heart, the whole soul. Every note on the paper had blood on it. Like they really put everything into this joint. And it's a fire ass track, and it was downloaded. I don't know. You probably saw me and Nick download this shit before it was over. I'll probably be listening to it on the way home. This joint was definitely a fucking banger.
Yeah, boy, snapping. So I'd rather shake shit up than to get shaken. He said, I'm here fighting for my tomorrow. Like,
he said, to be honest, I'm worth 10 million won an hour.
Yeah. And even the ladies verse as well. Forgive me for not knowing her name. She said, basically wearing an old belt representative of the past. Yeah. I'm dancing in the present, still carrying my past, basically, or dancing with my past. I just thought that's literally like.
Nah,
you're wearing your past. Like that's, I don't know. It's just an incredible way of kind of carrying forward that metaphor, both literally and figuratively.
Yeah, then plus early on before the video started, or early on, I remember saying, as soon as I saw VVS, I knew it was going to be something like, we're trying to like a VVS.
You definitely called it.
But the fucking, that call and response is so decent. I'm a sucker for when it sounds like just the five, like, VVS. Someone in the back like,
yeah, somebody was definitely laying vocals. Somebody was definitely
someone ain't rapping, someone trying to get another contract.
They're like, yo.
It's like, I sing too.
Like, yo, check me out. In my mixtape.
Yeah, I'm good. I probably can talk about this for another hour. I hate watching shit that's this good because now I kind of want to watch the show.
You kind of want to draw a little bit.
Just to add one last thing to that too is I also love the moment where it's like, okay, they really take the story full circle in the sense that they, lay all their pain in the beginning and they basically say, without you, your support, everyone like that, we wouldn't have been here, and then this is what we had to go through individually to get to this moment. But then at the end, the very last part of the verse to kind of tie that all together is that they basically say, like, all the children out there of Korea, basically, and they extend it to anyone who is going through any kind of pain or doesn't know themselves or feels lost. So I just, like, it felt so much more than just their story. It felt like, this is my pain. This is how I used it. This is where I got because of it. You can use that yourself. And that just, really made the emotion of everything in the track resonate that much more.
Yeah, boy was talking about his life ain't had no melody and shit.
No.
So I had to wake up to the rock-a-doodle-doo. They talking that struggle rap. Yeah, man, I'm done. We probably could talk about this shit for another hour, man. This is the essence of rap. This is what hip hop and rap, like, you know, the bare bones of it, I think is. And I think when we react to videos like this, or even the last joint we just did, them topics, we kind of feel like you almost can stay on for 2 hours just talking music to each other if we want to. But jump in the comments.
Therapeutic, man.
It is, man. It feels really good. And I think you talked about it before, Lil, not to turn this into like a big tangent, but like the K-pop really revigorated like our love for music because it hit that 90s, 80s, and even the early 2000s where, you know, I guess you can pick.
Shows, it's so much that they did differently. It was like a breath of fresh air.
It still feel competitive. It still feel like people give a fuck.
It's
like,
just immensely poetic too.
Yeah, and like you said, you feel that shit. It feels like, and they care about every facet of it, just the look. Even earlier on, Keith, when you just, like you said, the word authentic, where it's just like, that's a real big knock and a stereotype with K-pop too, is that everything is, you know, carbon copied, or they just kind of do shit. And maybe you can argue that with a few things, but, you know, in the grand scale of things, when we see shit, they working hard over there. Yeah. Like they really busting their ass, and they love the music better than some people over here. And I'm definitely a homer, but I'm not, you know, I'm not a fool neither watching this shit. So yeah, man, jump in the comments. Thank you for this, Madison.
Thank you.
Definitely give us some more stuff, especially from Show Me the Money. Pick whatever season. I really wish we could start getting into these shows.
I was gonna say pick a season for us to watch, and then we start from there.
Somebody be like, start from 1 and go up.
You assholes.
I mean, I don't think. Well, we know if it's a game show, it's not interchangeable. Like they don't carry the winner over. Every year is a new year. So
I wonder, have we seen some of the winners on shit and didn't even know that they was on here and won?
Probably. Imagine.
You know what I mean? Imagine if we find out a couple people we was listening to that's with like Hoogie or somebody was like, oh boy, won season 1. Imagine if this shit. I ain't gonna call this like American Idol or something, but if it's winners like that and shit. Y'all know what y'all do, man. Do your homework, jump in there, tell us what y'all want, and we'll supply it. Love y'all.
Love y'all.
Peace.
Take care.